It starts quietly. You walk into the kitchen in the early morning light. The coffee maker hums in the corner, sunlight stretches lazily across the countertop, and the air is still. And yet, you stand there for a moment too long, staring at the cupboard, wondering, why did I come in here again? You laugh softly to yourself, maybe even say it out loud. Oh, I must be losing it. You reach for something, anything, to feel like you still have a grip on your rhythm. If this has happened to you recently, you are not alone. In fact, it's far more common than people realize. Because after the age of 65, small moments like these begin to show up, not all at once, but like whispers, a misplaced name, a forgotten appointment, a thought that vanishes before you catch it. But here's something most people never tell you. Your brain is not broken, it's simply asking for something. Nourishment, support, gentle care. Just like you'd give to a garden that's aged beautifully, but now needs richer soil. And that's where breakfast comes in. Not just any breakfast, but the kind that's been proven by science and by tradition to fuel your mind, protect your memory, and keep you clear well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. You don't need exotic powders or expensive pills, you need real food. Simple food. The kind that loves your brain without demanding much in return. In this video, we'll walk through the best morning foods to keep your mind sharp, your thoughts steady, and your mornings peaceful. Each food we explore is like a quiet act of self-respect, telling your brain, I haven't forgotten you, I'm still here, I still care. So if you've ever worried about memory loss, brain fog, or simply want to age with clarity and calm, this might be the video that shifts something for you, gently but meaningfully. Let's begin. With the first gift from nature to your brain, blueberries. They may look small, a gentle handful of deep blue pearls in your palm. But blueberries are one of nature's most powerful gifts to the aging brain. You see, inside each little berry is something called anthocyanin, a plant compound with deep antioxidant power. But more than just a fancy term, it's what gives blueberries their vibrant color and their remarkable ability to fight inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. And after 65, that stress builds quietly. From years of processed food, lack of sleep, environmental toxins, and yes, even emotional burdens we've carried for decades. Our brain, like an old tree, shows the rings of our life, and blueberries, they help soothe the scars. Research from institutions like Harvard and Tufts University has shown that people who consume blueberries regularly have slower cognitive decline, better memory retention, and even improved focus and decision-making. But here's what makes them even more beautiful. They're easy. You don't need to turn them into a fancy smoothie or buy overpriced powders. Just a simple handful, with oatmeal, yogurt, or even alone, can start making a difference. And if you're thinking, is it too late for me? Can something so small really help now? Let me tell you this. Every bite is a message, not just to your brain, but to yourself. A message that says, I still believe in my mind's power. I choose to protect my clarity. I'm not giving up just because the world assumes I should. Because we live in a culture that expects the mind to slow down with age, but science shows it doesn't have to. Not if you feed it well. Not if you care enough to begin again. So tomorrow morning, when you open the fridge and your eyes land on that small container of blueberries, know that you're holding something bigger than fruit. You're holding possibility. Next, we'll explore a food you've probably had for decades, but maybe never realized just how much it's doing to support your brain. The humble egg. There's something deeply comforting about cracking an egg in the morning. Maybe it's the sound, soft and familiar, or the warmth that fills the kitchen when it sizzles gently in the pan. For many of us, eggs are more than just breakfast. They're part of a rhythm we've known our whole lives. But what's often overlooked is how powerful that small, simple egg can be, especially for the aging brain. You see, eggs are one of the richest natural sources of choline, a nutrient essential for producing acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that helps regulate memory, focus, and mental clarity. Without enough of it, the brain signals slow. Thoughts blur, names slip, and it's not about intelligence, it's about chemistry. Something your body once produced easily now needs a bit more help. That's where the egg comes in. One large egg contains about 25% of your daily choline needs, quietly rebuilding the pathways that keep your thoughts sharp and connected. And beyond choline, you're also getting vitamin B12 to protect nerves, lutein for brain and eye health, and high-quality protein to support your muscles and blood sugar, both of which are essential for clear thinking after 65. Even better, eggs are gentle on digestion, easy to prepare and deeply satisfying. You can poach them, boil them, scramble them with leafy greens, or fold them into a warm, familiar breakfast that feels like home. But the true gift of eggs lies in how they make you feel. Steady, present, capable. On days when your mind feels scattered or foggy, the right breakfast can anchor you. Not with caffeine, not with sugar, but with nutrients that whisper, "I've got you." Let's take this day one thought at a time. And perhaps that's the real beauty of aging. Not rushing to remember everything, but feeding your brain with what it needs, so that what truly matters sticks around longer. And while eggs provide the structure and clarity, there's something else, soft and subtle, that offers stability in a different way. Oats. A gentle grain, but one with surprising power to keep your energy and your mind steady all morning long. Some foods don't shout for attention. They don't glow with vibrant colors or promise instant results, but they show up quietly, consistently, and offer exactly what the body and mind need. Oats are like that. At first glance, they're humble. No strong flavor, no bold texture, just a soft, warming bowl that fills you up without fanfare. But inside that gentle grain is a kind of steady energy your brain absolutely loves. Unlike sugary cereals or quick carbs that spike and crash your blood sugar, oats digest slowly, releasing glucose into the bloodstream at a gentle pace. And that matters more than you might think, because your brain runs on glucose. Not too much, not too little, but just enough, released slowly like a calm river to keep you focused, alert, and emotionally even throughout the morning. This is especially important after 65, when blood sugar regulation becomes more fragile. Big swings, up or down, can lead to confusion, irritability, even feelings of anxiety or fatigue. But oats act like a buffer, keeping everything balanced, and they come with more than just energy. Oats are packed with soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which not only supports heart health but also feeds the gut microbiome, which has a powerful connection to brain health and mood. Yes, the gut. That second brain in your belly. When it's happy and nourished, your actual brain works better too. Calmer, clearer, sharper. A bowl of warm oats in the morning can be healing in more ways than one. Top them with blueberries and walnuts, or stir in some cinnamon and chia seeds. There's no need for sugar. The natural sweetness of fruit and the richness of nut butter can do all the work. And sometimes it's not even about the nutrients. It's about the ritual. The quiet stirring, the steam rising, the way the first bite settles you, like a deep breath for your nervous system. In a world that often feels rushed, fragmented, and loud, oats bring you back to yourself, to something simple, grounded, kind. And when you start your day with kindness, even in a bowl, everything else that follows feels just a bit more manageable. Of course, not every breakfast needs to be warm or soft. Sometimes, what your brain craves is a splash of green, a boost of clarity from the earth itself. And that's where we turn next, to something leafy, vibrant, and surprisingly powerful: spinach. There's a reason so many great meals begin with something green. Green is the color of life, of renewal, of quiet strength. And when it comes to protecting your brain after 65, few greens are as powerful as spinach. It's soft enough to blend into any dish, but strong enough to defend your mind from the slow erosion of time. That may sound poetic, but the science behind it is deeply real. Spinach is packed with folate, vitamin K, lutein, and beta-carotene, all of which have been shown in multiple studies to slow cognitive decline. One long-term study from Rush University even found that older adults who ate just one serving of leafy greens per day, like spinach, had brains that functioned 11 years younger than those who didn't. Imagine that. Just a handful of greens. 11 years of clarity, preserved. What makes spinach so unique isn't just its nutrients, it's the way it nourishes the whole brain ecosystem. Folate supports memory and helps regulate mood by balancing homocysteine, a compound linked to depression and cognitive decline when elevated. Vitamin K supports the formation of brain cell membranes and prevents oxidative stress, the silent aging process inside the brain. Lutein, that one's the guardian. It collects in the brain's frontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making, personality, and focus, and acts like a shield against inflammation and cell damage. But here's something even more beautiful. Spinach is gentle. It doesn't overwhelm your digestion, it doesn't spike your sugar, and it's endlessly flexible. You can toss a handful into your morning eggs, blend it into a smoothie with banana and almond milk, wilt it into warm oats with garlic and olive oil, a savory breakfast that feels more like comfort food than health food. And each time you do, you're whispering to your brain, I'm still with you, I'm still feeding you, I'm still choosing you. That kind of self-care, quiet, unglamorous, consistent, is one of the most radical things an older adult can do in a world that often forgets them. Because your mind is not gone, your clarity is not behind you, you are still here. And spinach, it wants to keep you that way. Of course, green isn't the only color your brain craves. It also needs something rich, earthy, and comforting, something ancient that speaks to both your body and your spirit. That's where we turn now. Walnuts, the brain-shaped nut that seems designed for the very organ it nourishes. Have you ever noticed how a walnut looks? Just like the human brain? Two lobes, folds, and ridges, a mirrored symmetry. It's almost as if nature was trying to leave us a clue. A quiet message. Eat this. It was made for your mind. And in many ways, walnuts are just that, a brain-shaped secret to longevity and clarity. These humble nuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, especially alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, the essential fat your brain needs to reduce inflammation, preserve function, and maintain structure. You see, after 60, the brain begins to lose its volume, slowly, silently. Inflammation creeps in. Neurons don't fire as quickly. Connections weaken. It's not your fault. It's biology. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. Walnuts have been shown to slow this process. One study from UCLA found that people who regularly consumed walnuts had significantly better memory, concentration, and processing speed, even into their late 70s and 80s. And it's not just about omega-3s. Walnuts also contain polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, one of the key contributors to age-related brain decline. They're rich in vitamin E, which protects cell membranes, and in magnesium, which supports calm nerves and better sleep, both essential for cognitive resilience. But let's not overlook the emotional layer. There's something almost meditative about cracking open a walnut. It slows you down, it invites you to pay attention. And in a world full of noise and speed, that simple act of focus is a gift to your nervous system. A handful of walnuts with your morning oats, a few tossed over spinach with olive oil and lemon, blended into a brain-boosting smoothie. They require no effort, just a choice. A choice that says, I'm still investing in my future self. And that matters, because clarity doesn't just arrive, it's cultivated. Every morning, every bite, even the smallest food can shape how you think, feel, and remember who you are. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need a miracle cure. Sometimes all it takes is a quiet moment in the morning, a simple plate, and the choice to care. When you sit down to eat, really eat, you're not just feeding your body, you're sending a message to your brain. You matter. I'm not giving up on you. Because brain health after 65 isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring what's still here. The memory's still intact, the curiosity's still alive, the clarity still possible. You've lived long enough to know what's worth holding on to. Let your food reflect that wisdom. Let your mornings become a ritual of healing, not out of fear, but out of quiet faith in yourself. So whether it's oats, berries, spinach, turmeric, walnuts, or just a glass of water with lemon, let that first bite be your daily act of self-respect. Because even now, especially now, you're still becoming. If this video reminded you that it's never too late to take care of yourself, please leave a comment below. What food makes you feel alive in the morning? Share your story, your favorite breakfast, or the small habit that's changed how you feel each day. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Pathways, where every week we explore gentle ways to live better, longer, and with more meaning after 60. Because aging isn't the end. It's the path to becoming fully, beautifully you.